Welcome to the Pike Hikers Railworks signal tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to be putting down some signals on a dual track short layout that has a couple of crossovers and two passing sidings. Let's do a flyover and see how the route looks. Here we are starting our flyover. You can see there's a couple of portals, and we have dual crossover here. To the left and then to the right are two passing sidings from the main line. Another crossover that leads into a diverging route, and a couple more portals. Let's get started with some signaling. The first step in signaling is to separate our junctions from the rest of the track. And as you can see here, as I move the mouse cursor, I have some yellow outlines, and those yellow outlines are the track ribbons. And you can see that the junction there is part of this long track ribbon, and I don't want that. So I'm going to split and weld these junctions by using the split and weld tool. And I'm going to split the junction right there, and I'm going to split this side, and then I'm going to weld those two together. So now my junction is going to be a totally separate entity from any other track ribbon or pieces of track. I'm going to do the same thing here at the crossover, ignoring the middle section for right now because I'm not going to be signaling that, so I don't really need to worry about it. But I'm going to go ahead and break my junction right here and split it right there. Then split it here on this other side. That looks like it was already split, so I'm not going to worry about that. Weld it together. Let's go into our passing siding. And let's split this again. Now, how do I determine where I'm going to split it? A lot of it is the system determines that. If you look at the track, you can see there's a noticeable difference in the texturing between where the junction was formed and where the regular track is laid. And that's kind of where I eyeball where I'm going to split the track. So I've just welded those four together. So now I have a totally separate junction between the breakpoints, which are the red triangles. Let's do the same thing here at the other end. Again, I'm just going to split it. Now, if I'm splitting, or while you're splitting this track, if you only get a single buffer, it's best to do a Control-Z to undo that change, and then try and move your cursor a little bit further away from the junction point and try to split it again. Occasionally you'll run into a section where you go to split it and you'll get the double buffer, but you'll get this big gap in the track, like part of the track disappears. That's also no good, so just do a Control-Z and then move your cursor a little further away from the junction or switch stand and try to split it again. So here I'm just finishing up here with this last crossover, trying to separate it out, and that looks good. So now we're ready to lay down some signals.